Hello, this week's topic is a check-in on your self-care journey. I started 2025 with the intention of providing various self-care tools and resources. So now we are in the month of April, so a quarter of the year has gone by. Now going back to the reason that I started these videos, I've noticed that many trauma survivors neglect their self-care, and that's why I decided to provide a lot of tools and resources to focus 2025 on self-care. So here are some questions for your consideration. The reason that trauma survivors get stuck in self-neglect is because we experience a lot of depression and anxiety. As I'm sure you're also aware, the only person who can give us self-care is ourselves. Nobody else is going to do the self-care on our behalf. The ideas that I've shared with you so far go as far back as 1993 when I started this healing journey. So I'm happy to share these ideas with you. I've noticed that the more I heal, the more self-confidence I gain. And the more self-confidence I have, the more self-care I do for myself. I've also noticed that I do go through long periods of stress and anxiety, and during these difficult periods, I do tend to neglect myself. And eventually, I get back into my self-care routine. It tends to be like a cycle, as I'm sure many of you have also experienced. So please pause for a moment and let's reflect on our 2025 self-care. What type of self-care have you practiced since January? How consistent have you been in caring for yourself? If you haven't been consistent, don't worry. As I mentioned before, self-care goes in cycles. It also takes time for us to establish a proper self-care routine and make it consistent. The important thing is to keep working on making self-care a good habit. What self-care practices have worked for you? What positive results have you seen? Feel free to share about your experiences in the comments section. And if you have your own self-care ideas that you would like to share, feel free to also write that in the comments section. I would love to hear from you. I will continue to provide self-care tools and tips through the rest of the year. As I mentioned before, different ideas work for different people, so just keep trying different things until you find exactly what works for you. I invite you to share these tools with other people who may also benefit from them. As a reminder, self-care requires a positive mindset. I invite you to read the 3 affirmations below from last week and pause as long as necessary to let them sink in. Repetition is important to allow them to become a part of our consciousness. I am worthy of receiving the best self-care. My self-care is a high priority to me. I give myself a high level of self-care. As a recap, please take a moment to think about your self-care that you've done so far in 2025, and keep in mind that I will provide additional tips through the rest of the year, and just see what works best for you. Remember that I will post a new tip every Tuesday this year, and I invite you to share those tips with other people who may benefit from them. As always, I send you light, love, and blessings. Thank you for tuning in this week.
Hi, my name is Rosalinda Martinez. I'm a retreat leader at Empowerment Light. If you'd like to get connected with more tools and resources to help you on your journey, please see my website in the description section. As always, like and subscribe if you like this video. Look forward to a new video every Tuesday.